so it's wearing you down. I know how it feels to feel like you're drowning, as they keep forcing you under, making it harder and harder to breathe. Like vultures, they wait for you to exhaust yourself in the fight, and you'd be all alone with nobody there to stop them and keep your spirit from breaking apart. You have to remember all the things you told me. It's a background noise, there's no bearing to who you truly are. I know you and you make me feel invincible. I don't know how or why you make me feel a special way that you do. And I don't know if I'm the only one who feels this way around you, but you make me stronger than ever. And I want you to know I'm always here for you, to save you from feeling as if you're breaking down. What you've given me, I'll give to you. I'm not ashamed to stand by your side, not ashamed to be preyed upon by those who continue to stand in your way and keep you from being free. They can say what they want, but I know the real you, as you know the real me. I know it's hard to shut them off, and you wanna hide in the dark and hope you never have to hear them again. But you have to face the music, love, because you're the real thing that they'll always refuse to sing anything good about. Don't let them get you down, leave them to their own bit of suffering and despair. You're better than they are, and if you don't see that at all, I don't know why I'm watching you take the fall. You have to remember all the things you told me. It's a background noise, there's no bearing to who you truly are. I know you and you make me feel invincible. I don't know how or why you make me feel the special way that you do. And I don't know if I'm the only one who feels this way around you, but you make me stronger than ever. And I want you to know I'm always here for you, to save you from feeling as if you're breaking down. What you've given me, I'll give to you. I'm not ashamed to stand by your side, not ashamed to be preyed upon by those who continue to stand in your way and keep you from being free. I'll be here, even if you don't need me. But I'll tell you this, it's never easy to face it all alone. Even when you have all the space you need to escape for a while, if only you could leave that place that hurts you so. I'll hold your hand tight to keep you from falling. You have to remember all the things you told me. It's all background noise. There's no bearing to who you truly are. I know you when you make me feel invincible. I don't know how or why you make me feel the special way that you do. And I don't know if I'm the only one who feels this way around you, but you make me stronger than ever. And I want you to know I'm always here for you to save you from feeling ultimate breaking down. What you've given me, I'll give to you. I'm not ashamed to stand by your side, not ashamed to be preyed upon by those who continue to stand in your way and keep you from being free. I know it's been a while, not sure if you've seen it all. When I'm in the background, I just wanted you to know you're someone I smile about, even when we're not much in touch. You make me wanna think how the world can be so big, and yet you're the man on the top, like the cherry to the sundae, and I'm the one who eyes you with joy. You're too good. You're a woman's downfall, I've heard, but maybe it's the coincidence that it's all just nonsense. Could it be I'm in a daze, mesmerized by your gaze? Time to time, I can't help but imagine what a dream man like you would do to an inquisitive woman like me. They say you'll break my heart because they fell hard, but I find you too good to be true, like catnip to my body and soul. Maybe that's the thrill of you, or the fact that you love my pussy just as much as you love your cats. Oh, yes, you can tell by now, I don't care where the song goes. I can be naughty, oh yes. You make me this way, so you know. If you think I'm a starstruck girl, you're wrong. I knew you for a long time, since I was young. The attraction for the professor survived before I knew that bad boy charm. Oh boy, it was never the fame you got that led me to think you Maybe that's the thrill of you, or the fact you love my pussy just as much as you love your cats. Oh, maybe I'm a bad girl inside, drawn to a bad boy like you. Not sure if that's a crime, but I know it's hella cute to feel this attraction going on between us. You're a woman's downfall, I've heard, but maybe it's the coincidence that it's all just nonsense. Could it be I'm in a daze, mesmerized by your gaze? Time to time, I can't help but imagine what a dreamer like you would do to an inquisitive woman like myself. They say you'll break my heart because they fell hard, but I find you too good to be true, like catnip to my body and soul. Maybe that's the thrill of you, or the fact you love my pussy just as much as you love your cats. Oh,
Ah! Hey, BBB.
Hey, Mikey, what's up? Nothing.
Another Saturday in the farm.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
There's Miss Charlotte.
Hey,
Charlotte!
was the wrong.
Hey there.
freaking-
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Are you feeling better?
Oh, tons better.
Oh, good. How's your mom?
She's fine. Well,
So you still taking the medication there, Charlotte, that you talked about
Yeah.
on the other video?
uh-huh. Yepperoo.
You might have to stay on that. You might have to stay on that for a while, because I know when my mom had problems, she's stayed on it for the rest of her days, basically. So
Yeah, we'll see. We don't know. Well, I'll be fine. I'm optimistic, really. I'm very optimistic. Why isn't this loading? Come on, load. Oh, there we go. Got it. We got it. We got it, people. Here we go. I got something. Today is Jillian Anderson's birthday.
Yeah. And
From
today
hunting.
is also, for Canada. Just found this out. Today is the International Day of the World's Indigenous Peoples. So all the First Nations here in Canada, all the other tribes throughout the world, this is their day. This is the International Day.
Nice.
By the way, I used to when I was going to art school, they were filming X-Files in Vancouver at that time.
Right.
And they love to film a lot, it seemed, at the Vancouver Art Gallery, because it's kind of one of those really old style buildings, right? Sort of classic architecture. And I often would walk by there, and they'd have the huge semi trucks parked outside with the big generators. You could hear the electrical generators.
I remember those. Yes.
Yeah, and they'd have
those.
the giant cables running into the building through the door. I never got lucky enough to see Jillian or Duchovny. I never lucked out. That they never were just like hanging around, right? I always somehow figured they were probably inside, doing a scene or whatever. I was like, damn, just once. I want to get a glimpse of the X-Files characters, right? And because I was a big fan of the show back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, everybody says that X-Files is really great with being cross. What's it called? My brain spacing already. Can't believe it.
You're entitled.
What's it called?
Every
When
once in
two
a
things
while.
come together. When two things come together, what's that called?
Crossbreeding or cross?
No, like a show, like two shows coming together at once, or two
Oh,
movies.
a crossover. Crossover.
Crossover. Thank
Well,
you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, crossover.
it
Um,
did have elements. Well, of course, it had the subplot of the alien stuff, right? So it definitely had hardcore sci-fi in it. And
well,
then,
Twin Peaks,
yeah,
mostly Twin Peaks.
yeah. But then
Yeah,
you'd get a
Twin
lot
Peaks
of
had that
horror.
too.
You'd get a lot of horror episodes of X Files too, like some really scary ones, right? So there was horror mixed in too, I guess. If that's what you're trying to say, like different genres coming together, I'm guessing.
No, two
Uh,
different, like Bones and Sleepy Hollow when they come together, or like Buffy and Angel. Those two shows
Buffy and
coming
Angel,
together.
yeah, Buffy
Yeah,
the Vampire Slayer.
and yeah, and
oh,
so like Twin
Together.
Peaks and X Files is the same thing, like the same world, same universe, kind
oh,
of.
okay, I get it now. I never realized that.
Well, and
Yeah,
there
I
was
even
one I saw recently, which was Vegas with Robert Urich and Charlie's Angels. They were in Vegas. The Angels were in Vegas, and this is way back '70s. But one of the first crossovers I saw was they were involved with Robert Urich's private detective guy, and they had a crossover of the two series. So that was kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I even wrote for like in terms of the X Files because people wanted it so much in the Twin Peaks world because that's how I started out. If nobody knows, when I was like 20 years old, I created a Twin Peaks group on Facebook, and it was to put positivity back into the fandom because the fandom was losing members. It was because of the toxicity of certain individuals who just wanted to shut
Sure.
people down and keep them, quiet and everything, and thinking they're high and mighty in power because they had the biggest, whatever, biggest group, biggest
Right.
fandom, when they're not really. And so I created I had an incident with a toxic person, and I just said,
Huh.
kind of like an fu. I I created a group because he didn't believe I could do anything. Like he just thought I
Really?
was, yeah. And so I was like, you know what, I'll do
Huh.
it. And guess what? And for the almost 3 years, it's 2 years already. But in if like next February, it'll be 3 years anniversary of Twin Peaks from Another Place on Facebook, which has now 4.7K members. So shove it. That
Nice.
one person that told me that I couldn't do it. And it's
Nice.
actually rolled out as the number one Twin Peaks group to attend due to its positivity and the welcoming of people and sharing. Other groups are dead. I cannot believe it, like all because of the toxicity. People didn't want to post anymore. Now every time I sign in, it's like, oh, it's a lot of people are posting, having fun, even the chat's having fun. And so I have a lot of good mods, so I don't really have to be so hands on. I have people I do trust in that area. But yeah, but to the point, so everybody was always, back in the day when I was starting out with social presence, I was writing Twin Peaks fanfics, which were not to be cheesy, not to be you know like, what if Audrey was with Cooper and all that? I wasn't like that. I wanted to fill in blanks. I wanted to fill in what I would think would happen and reasonably would happen. Let me close this so it's not distracting. Um, and so people said about X Files. We all love X Files. Is so close to
All of
Twin
us do. I
Peaks.
love it. I love it.
And so I began writing them together. I actually did not finish writing the Twin Peaks fanfics, but I wrote like two full works. One was a first one, short, and it was a hit, instant hit. And so I did a second one, which was more. Can't remember if that was a backstory. It's been so long. But the next book was actually the continuation, I think, of since the ending of season 2, and filling a few blanks before that, and then adding Scully into it and Mulder, and I added Scully successfully. Everybody said it was a beautiful way of crossing them over. And so I'm like, I haven't gotten back into writing it. I had an idea where I was going, but I made a whole new character for the series to make it work. So I introduced that character in the first book story I wrote, which is based in the middle of somewhere in season 2. So it's somewhere along there, and it's a new mystery and everything. Gives more depth to her, the new character.
Yeah.
Agent Presslock, Cheryl Presslock. So it's a female.
Her name is Cheryl Presslock.
Yes, and
That's
she
kind
had.
of cool. How
Yeah.
did you come up with the last name though, Presslock?
I have no idea. It just popped up.
Maybe
Yeah.
because one day you saw this lock and you had to press it to unlock it, or some other thing. Maybe that's what it was.
Maybe I was thinking of pressing lips. Maybe I was thinking locking on lips. Maybe that's what it was.
You were being naughty. Okay, all
Because
right.
I'm very much into Agent Cooper. I mean, I started the Twin Peaks fan group on February 14th in celebration of my
Yes.
love for Agent Cooper. So it was like cheesy enough. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I came up with it, but she has powers. She's very close with Cooper, and you can get the hint of it. And I think the second story I wrote emphasizes how they met and how they were connected. And
Cool.
I'll send them here. I haven't been there in ages, but it's on Archives of Our Own. Let me send it. They're fun stories to read. So Archives of Our Own. But yeah, I thought it was very cool to actually implement X-Files into Twin Peaks, or Twin Peaks into X-Files, because I think
they do exist. It's obvious that both of them, which I found out over time, they both exist in the same universe.
They do.
I have a question.
They're just in two different places.
I never thought of that, even though I watch both shows all the time. Was there a crossover episode or something? Like, did I miss something here? Like,
between X-Files and Twin Peaks?
Well, I'm just trying to figure out how you guys figured out they're in the same universe, because I never even thought about that.
Well, it kind of made sense, like with some of the storylines.
Mm-hmm.
You could probably help me more with the Charlotte than me, because I watched a few.
No, I haven't watched them in a long time, I must admit. So,
okay, for example, the one I just thought of was the Smoking Man. The Smoking Man, who they find out is Mulder's dad or relation or something, which is why he's been leading them along all this time, and and he stays in the background and does all this stuff. And
the Smoking Man, I remember him now.
Yeah. There we go, fanfics. Okay, cool. Also, Charlotte, I wanted to, if I may, I wanted to show you Chance Bartel's the Nostalgic Pod Blast. I was on that last night, and that's the address right there for YouTube. Yes.
Okay.
And I did an over 3-hour thing with Chance Bartels, and we were talking about my time I spent on Highwayman for a couple episodes. Then we were talking about all these other shows. He had a whole list. He had notes of shows that maybe were 2 seasons or less, and even some that lasted less than 10 episodes, or like Highwayman did, 10 episodes. That was it, or some of these other shows. It was really interesting. And I know he did say to me backstage that he was a fan of your channel. And I said, okay, so I'm going to offer your channel, Chance, so you can, have Charlotte take a look at it. And if she wants to sub, she can. But it is if you're really into pop culture, Charlotte, and you really should join us for some of these panels he does, because it is amazing. I mean, we're all pop culturists. We love our shows and things like that. And we were just talking about everything, and it was amazing. You would really have fun there. And I will try to get PvP up there on the panel as well, so we can talk about culture.
I gave up on it because I don't know. I went through the Facebook link, right? The video came on my Facebook page.
Right, it came on, yeah.
And I could not type anything in the chat to save my life because it was blocked. Because I got a notice saying. I
apologize. Yeah, I on behalf of him, I do apologize, PvP. I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened either. Unless unless he
Yeah.
had members only. I guess but I couldn't find his channel on YouTube, so I just said okay.
Yeah,
But
there's Charlotte's group from Facebook that we're
yeah,
both part of. I know that.
I
I
just got
joined
a
it.
I just got a notice
I'll
that
send you an invite, PvP.
the channel owner has blocked most people in chat or something along those
That is
lines.
weird.
You know, I
That
can't
is
remember
weird.
word for
And I
word.
believe you. No, and I believe you. I do. But I'm just saying it's weird. I just, maybe
Well,
he's had problems in the past. I don't know.
I have never got a message like that on any live stream ever, like for
Weird.
years, never. So
Yeah.
I was just kind of puzzled by it,
Well, and I didn't see. Well, you know what? I didn't see my friend Elijah either. And I know I invited you, Elijah, Scott, who was Anchorman. Some other people I invited. I know I invited Charlotte. I mean, it's just, I wanted them to check out this pod blast thing that he does. He's based in Atlanta, Georgia, Charlotte, and he shares the same last name as our friend Larry, Beersome Adventures, exactly the same last name.
but unrelated,
B-A-R-T-B-L-S.
but not related.
I don't know if they're related. And I was
Oh.
going to ask Larry tonight. By the way, Charlotte, you're invited to Larry's broadcast at 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 your time, if you have chance. So
Okay.
come on by, join us.
Yeah, I was interested in hearing what shows you guys were going to discuss, so I'll have to
Right.
take a look at that on YouTube
Yeah.
when I get some time.
Right, because as Charlotte knows, Larry's in the industry as well, and he is a SAG member. So he's in Screen Actors Guild. He is there. So I
Okay.
mean, I asked him that. That's why I asked Chance. I said, "Are you related to my friend Larry? I've known him for like 50 years, and he's a musician. he's been with other musicians. He's been in the Hollywood industry. He's a SAG member. He was on Highwayman for all 10 episodes, including the pilot movie, which was a 2-hour introduction back in 1987. And so I was like, where do you know him? And he says he sounds familiar. Sounds like he comes from one of my, families. And I said, well, we need to get together. I said, you and Larry need to get together and talk, do a lot of discussion and stuff.
So it doesn't sound like they're real close, Ken. Like they're not brothers or anything like that.
Oh, no, they're not.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
not brothers or anything like that. No. But distant relatives, like, there's this guy. It's so weird. There's this guy named Michael and my last name, but he has a different middle name. Mine has an R. His has an L. It's
Mhm.
weird. And I said, but you are related to me. He says, well, I'm sure I am. I said, well, we have a lot of relatives with our last name all over France. You can pretty much tell which one kind of name that is. Oh, and thanks for joining the group, Lester. Yeah, thank you, Lester. Yeah, Charlotte has a great Facebook group there. Twin Peaks from another place. Yeah, it's very cool.
I always
Wonderful.
felt bad. I always felt bad because I did run other groups and I was never as active because I kind of sidetracked to attend other things. But
Well, you're a very creative lady, your daughter, and you've got a lot on your plate. So it's you're forgiven. You're forgiven if you don't get to certain things. That's why it's like over time, as you get older, you're going to be able to prioritize more. You'll be able to put things in their perspective and be able to work on that. That's what I've been doing all my life. I've been trying to put things into a list, like building things and stuff. This channel that we're doing now, this is my life now with Suzanne. I mean, we're both retired. We don't have to work anymore. So it gives us plenty of time to try to build the channel. And we're just building it from the ground up. We're just doing it as slowly and steadily as we can. We're not like these other channels that like to burst on the scene and then throw out 1,000 subs all at once or stuff like that. And we're not like that at all. We try to be unique. That's what I see in a lot of YouTube channels like yours, Charlotte, is you try to be a unique channel. Like you try to put out, the best possible content. You don't need all the subs in the world to flood your channel, because you can enjoy the people that you interact with and have fun with. That's what we do.
It's not really about the number of subs you have anyway. It's about the quality of the subs you have.
and the quality of the
I
channel.
could have
Yes.
if I could have 1,000 subs, but only if 100 of them ever watch the channel, then it's kind of meaningless, right? You know what I'm
Right,
saying,
right,
guys?
Charlotte?
It's like, you know,
Yeah.
I'd rather have 100 really good subs that watch the channel every week and are good, faithful followers of the channel and
Yes.
give feedback and put stuff in the chat room and, you know, whatever, right? I'd rather have quality, you know, subscribers like those than people that just tune in, watch one episode, and then never come back again, because that happens, right? So,
Well,
you know,
once in a while it does, yeah. Because when people, you know, they for whatever reason they have all this time, and they go, oh, but I got these other things going on, and blah 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 blah, and they, hey,
yeah,
you run out of time. You run out
that's
of time.
well, that's another problem. If a channel, I think if you grow too fast and you haven't got your channel, you know, plotted out, so to speak, as to what you want to accomplish with it, and then you get busy, and then you start missing, you know, a day here and a day there, and you miss a week there and a week here, and then pretty soon people start getting fed up. It's like, hey, where's the content? And you know, you're going to start losing subscribers at that point if you can't like feed the beast, so to speak, every week. You know, put something out there if you can,
Yeah.
right? So.
Well, let's acknowledge in the chat we've got Lester's Skeptic Tank Obsessions, and he joined Charlotte the Werewolf's.
You,
That was Lester.
Yeah,
you-
Lester.
That
you
was
said-
Lester.
Lester.
You said
And then
you said skeptic tank, not septic tank, right?
no, I didn't say that.
I
Oh,
just wanted to
PvP.
clarify. I wanted to clarify because I
Ooh.
was very worried for a second there.
Okay. We also have Michael
Okay.
R. Castillo. Hello, Michael. Hola, Miguel. Hola. ¿Cómo estás? How you doing, Michael? Good to see you. Yeah, all is well.
Michael. All is well, Michael. Hope yours same. You're doing the same.
Yeah. Michael's cool.
Let's
He
see.
said I love you, but I'm watching my nieces and nephews at
Yeah.
the moment.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, it's a rampage, right? It's like, you know, like, okay, Michael, it's okay. We understand. If you got lots of kids, it's like when Gorilla has both his kids there, not just one, but he has both.
Oh,
What a row! He
those
has a
live-
row that goes through there with those kids. I'm telling you.
those live streams are mayhem. Yes.
Yeah.
Hey
Oh,
guys,
did
do you
you know-
want to?
Oh, did you know, Charlotte, that Gorilla's Random Thoughts has a new girlfriend named Kayla, who lives over in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and they just met. They met. He picked her up at the airport. They hung out for a couple days at a hotel. You probably know the rest, but you know, I mean, the first time they met each other, you know, but he met her online, you know, like I did with Suzanne, you know, and well, it looks like it looks like a pair. It looks like a match. So
So are you saying
Happy
that
for
he
him.
unpeeled his banana in front of her? Is that what you're saying?
and then some.
Uh,
And then she had some. Okay. Too much
Okay.
information.
Okay,
so
right.
she has
Yeah,
a separate.
we know what go there.
She's
Yeah,
living
okay.
separate, like they're keeping two separate places, right? It sounds like at
Yes.
this point. That's probably a wise thing early on. I would agree with that. You know,
No, I agree with that too.
because
They're-
you're not
yeah.
going to know each other instantly in a couple of months. It's going to take a little longer than that, right? You got to really, you know, get to know the layers of the person's personality and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't do it until after 3 dates or 6 dates. That's the rule.
Yeah. Well, now considering we, you know, when Suzanne and I first met online, we actually communicated for about 4 years. We took over a time of 4 years to communicate and call each other on the phone almost every night, and we talked, we sent emails, we did all the stuff, you know, possible to build the relationship. So when I came up from Arizona to come visit her in 2015, the 2 times I came, and that very first time I came for her birthday in June, that was the first time we ever met in person. And it was instant. I mean, but we knew because we built the relationship. So when we first ran into each other, it was kismet. It was great. Love at first sight. And then we have these two guys that were working immigration. And they're telling us to get a room, and I said, "No, we got my wife's." The first time I said fiance, and I said, "We have my fiance's, apartment. We're going there, And of course they shut up, But I mean, it was just, it was fun. It was great. And saw her again 3 months later in September of that year, 2015, and then we got married. Down in Arizona, in 2016 in April. And, we've been happy ever since. Of course, my dad says, "Do you know the meaning of forever?" Because I had been previously married twice. And I said, "Yes, Dad, I do." And she says, "You got me now. I have you now."
Well,
You have me now. It's like,
it's
okay.
it's nice that you finally found somebody that was right for you.
It took a
instead of-
long time. She went through
Yeah.
4 people. I went through 2. So
Yeah, that's the scary thing. Like I've had a couple
Yeah.
bad experiences that way too, and that's probably why I'm kind of gun shy. Like, I know I should get back out there
Gun-shy.
yeah, I should get back out on the market though, and I really, I'm not doing myself
Yeah.
any favors, but
yeah, you should really tell them,
uh,
Charlotte, get PvP back on the dating game
I,
again or something.
yeah, but I'm afraid I'm going to meet someone, bad for me that's wrong, and I don't really want that in my
Never
life.
think that. No, never think that. I always, okay, here's the thing. Before, like I said, before I met Suzanne, it's like I had gone through 2 bad experiences. And I said, but things do even out in the end. If you meet the bad people first, you're going to find the one good person that comes so unexpected that you wouldn't even know. And I mean, did I ever expect to meet Suzanne online for the very first time and instantly fall in love with a person like that online? That's weird for me. I mean, it was just a completely insane, I thought at the time, but then I said, but she and I are alike. There are a lot of things we share. I mean, we share horror, we share movies, we share music. I mean, we're both literally 9 months apart in age. That's really it. 9 months.
At least you didn't catfish you. That's another good thing. Now you got
Oh
catfish.
yeah, well, catfish. Yeah,
and
I remember that MTV thing, and that was weird. I mean, there was this. What was it? There was this guy, right, who said he was in love with this one gal, but it was a man. It was a man, like about 6 foot tall, freaking man, and I was like, "Oh my god, what happened?" I just there was moments like that. I just saw that show, and I thought, "Oh God, am I going to meet like someone like that?" And I had no idea. But I trusted. Well, here's the thing. One of the things that Catfish mentioned, if I'm correct or if I'm wrong, let me know. But Catfish mentioned that it's best to exchange your photos of yourself early, not Photoshop.
Yeah,
but then you get Photoshopped. Nowadays, people can fake it with AI. They can fake it. There's no way to do that.
You can go on Facebook and steal photos on Facebook, right, guys?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've seen your photo. PvP, and that's you back when you were in your art phase, right? Vancouver.
That's back around 1987, late 87, early 88.
87?
That was during our graduation exhibition. I had a couple of paintings up in the hall, the big hall, open hall in the center of the college. They put all our paintings up there. Yeah.
Would you say that you've changed? Would you say that you've changed much? Really? I mean, though, like in facial, doesn't really matter about the body.
Unfortunately,
we know where the body goes.
Oh,
when you eat so much, you do stuff.
I don't look anywhere near as handsome as I did when I was like 30. Definitely not. The aging process takes its toll. I gotta say it, but it's sadly true.
No. I think handsome men get handsomer when they're older. That's always been the case with me. Every time a guy comes to me and says, "Oh, well, I'm just old," I'm like, even though he's like 50s or 60s, I'm like, you don't get it. Like, he was handsomer. I mean,
the thing is too. I have an enlarged muscle on my jawline on the left side that I've had for like 30 something years now. I developed it in like my early to mid 30s, and it just came out of nowhere. All within a matter of months. And I went to the the oncology, the doctor, cancer doctor, and they did put you through the machine where they take the readings. And
CAT scan.
yeah, CAT scan probably. And it's so long ago, I kind of fuzzy now. But and he's like, he just laughs and he said, "Oh, you'll be around for many years." So I relief that I knew it wasn't cancer, but then it's just been there all these years. And the thing is, being on my jawline, right on the major thing is, it's a large muscle because there's a mass inside the muscle, is what I learned recently from my current doctor that I've had for like 2 years now, because she's really good and she's very thorough. And I've had some scans in the last couple of years about it because they're concerned it might go malignant at some point, which it has not. And as I've said, it's been like 32 years, and it doesn't cause me any pain or anything. So I don't even think about it most days. And most people, they don't react to it at all.
Yeah, that's all that matters. Yeah.
So and I guess I know I'm being overly self-conscious at my age. I probably shouldn't even be self-conscious anymore. But
you should be confident.
It's easy to be overly what's the word? Overly protective of your flaws, if that makes any sense.
I don't think you should. I think you should accept your flaws more than anything. I think if you accept flaws, that's you. That's who you are. You can't change. Some of the people.
Suzanne and I found that one of the things we accepted was our flaws. We'd made mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
We all do. One of the things that I found that I loved about Suzanne so much was the fact that we both had idiosyncrasies. We had deficiencies. But the thing about it is we embraced them right away. Like we knew, I'm a notorious snorer, but she sometimes does a snore too. And she says, "Don't worry, honey." She says, "It doesn't bother me." It's my beautiful wife can sleep through anything. Even when we had the damn alarms that go off here, she could sleep through that. Then I'm like, I'm a skittish man. I've been that way most of my life. I'm very skittish. I just kind of like, ooh, it just kind of throws me off.
Are you a light sleeper then, is what you're saying, Mikey?
I'm a very light sleeper, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't sleep well. Well, today is weird because today I slept a lot for me. And that was more than I've been used to sleeping. And Suzanne says, "Yeah, it's your age. You're catching up to your sleep. You're finally realizing, oh, you mean there is a bed? I can actually go and lay down and sleep in it, and whatever." And over time,
it was just like yesterday. It was kind of a write-off day for getting anything done because I just felt tired. So I ended up taking a lot of naps yesterday during the afternoon.
Suzanne does that too. She's
I'd lie down for an hour,
do anything.
And then I'd get up and do something, and then I still feel tired, so I go back, take another nap. And it was one of those days that's frustrating because I want to get stuff done, but at the same time I can't get stuff done if I'm half awake, right? So it's like catch-22 scenario. But anyway, I'm here today, so that's the main thing.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here too, PvP, and I'm really glad to see Charlotte. I was really worried about you with your blood issues there, honey.
Yeah, I always enjoy Charlotte's coming on Charlotte's panel on the live streams because we always seem to end up talking about something interesting, whatever.
And laughing.
Whatever the topic.
And laughing.
And having fun. Yeah, exactly. Charlotte's a great host and everything. So,
Hey, she's the hostess with the mostest. That's what we found.
You got it. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. No, and and I'm going to say this again, Charlotte, and I hope you don't mind. I have really seen you grow. I have really seen you shine, and I'm so happy that you're able to put your face to a willing public. Yes, absolute love. Well, if I do it this way, it looks like a sandwich. Somebody told me it looked like a sandwich. So if I go up here, then I can get the love thing out.
A cookie sandwich? I hope it's a cookie sandwich.
Could have been. It was our friend JP's who said that he thought it looked like a sandwich and I was wearing on top of my head. I said, no, I'm trying to create the heart.
Well, but David Bowie used to do that hands, but he would flip it around, like do it backwards somehow. Like I don't know how, he must have been ambidextrous or something to do it. But he'd like do it and he put it over his eyes and it looked like he was like wearing goggles or something. It was pretty funny.
Well, there
he,
was
he had a good sense of humor, actually, Bowie. He was funny.
Well, Sheena Easton. I don't know. Do you know who Sheena Easton is, Charlotte? She did a Bond film theme called "For Your Eyes Only."
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
And
Background.
Strut. Yeah, she did Strut. She did a song
Yeah.
called Strut. Strut out, put it out.
Yeah.
What you want from
Prince was
me.
amazing with
Yeah.
her
Yeah.
because Prince got her
but
up.
I mean, the '80s, she was amazing. Yeah,
She was
Scottish, by the
she
way.
was-
Yeah,
She was really hot in the 80s for a while there, wasn't she?
Oh yeah.
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 But she like Bowie, especially when she does "For Your Eyes Only" song, she does these hand gestures and things like that. Things that Bowie would do.
Okay.
I guess that was the thing because they were doing all weird hand gestures and stuff. I think it was David Lee Roth when he was with Van Halen would do all sorts of weird things and move arounds and all that stuff.
Well, David Lee Roth was a very physical front man, I gotta say. Like very physical.
He was more than that. He was absolutely amazing.
Well, I
told you guys
remember.
before. Well, I told you guys before. I saw him, 13 years ago when he did the Inconvenient Truth tour. With him and the Van Halen brothers and the and his Van Halen's kid Wolfie. Wolfgang.
Wolfie?
And Wolfie. That's what we know him as. But he does all these leg kicks like the Rockettes, and I'm like, the man is 60. Okay, he's my age. He's around my age, a couple of years older probably. But I mean, he's still doing these leg kicks, yoga gestures, all this stuff at his age. Stuff I can't even do. I'd be lucky enough I can bend my leg up to my other leg and put shoes on and stuff. That's kind of I feel that oldness. Yeah, see,
sure, there we
how
go.
flexible he is. Oh my Lord. You make me so jealous, Charlotte. You're only 22, lady. Come on.
Oh, Charlotte, you better enjoy your youth there, Charlotte.
Enjoy the
better
youth.
enjoy
Yes.
it. Yeah. Don't take it for granted, but enjoy it.
I think I strained something.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Off
Don't
to the
say that.
physiotherapist. I still
say
love that.
that,
I
girl.
still love.
man.
I still love that Van Halen's video for "Jump" because Dave is unreal in that video. Like,
Yeah,
wow.
but that's all him, right? I mean, he does his own exercises.
Yeah.
The guy does yoga techniques. This is how cool guys like him and Sting are. Is they do these techniques. They stretch their legs as far as they can go. Like Charlotte just did. They can bend themselves all the way down to almost like lower ground level, and kind of almost looks like they're levitating. It's really weird because Sting did his one time. I was watching this video, and it was about his life and after he left the police and whatever, and he does this thing called tantric yoga. And what he does is he trains himself with both his legs bent, kind of like Buddha did. But it was like it's so weird because it almost looks like he's off the ground, but and then he has these techniques to be able to pleasure his Trudy Styler, his girl, for like hours on end. I don't get that.
That's tantric. If you ever look on these YouTube videos, I don't know why I do this, but I look at the.
Here we go.
Because I look at music when I'm writing.
Now we know what Charlotte's watching on YouTube and on the net.
And there's my beautiful wife. Hi, honey.
Suzanne.
Getting our dinner ready.
Yeah, there's these tantric music that helps with, and it also helps you sleep and everything. There's a certain tune that arouses the brain that encourages hormonal activity. So that's what tantric is. Tantric is very good with that. So everybody here.
Yeah,
get some
it's
tantric.
mostly based from India, isn't it? It has these It has these rhythms. Oh, I love you too, babe.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I got to show this to you, Charlotte. I don't even think you've seen. This is Ring for a Kiss. So every time we talk about the notification bell, we go like that. And then if she hears comes to me and kisses me. If I hear hers, I have to run over there and give her a kiss. So
Good exercise for you too.
Come back. You're good, babe. You
Good
gave me a kiss
exercise.
always. I'm all right. Yeah, she found those. I mean, they were just in a dollar store. Ring for a
beautiful.
kiss. Yeah.
You mind if I share something that my one of my dearest female friends, I would probably say the dearest. She is an and she made this music video like how long ago? 13 years ago. I was curious if you guys are interested to see it and critique it.
Oh, sure. Let's take a look at it. Oh, why not?
She's amazing. I love her. Love her to death.
You guys hang out? Like, are you interactive in life and stuff? And
Oh, I wish, but no, we're DMing each other on Discord. That's how we met, and she's amazing, and can't wait to work with her for future projects if we can. Let me share my screen, and I'm sharing the screen, and okay, how do I? Okay, I'm gonna get us off for a second. No pun intended. Getting us off the screen.
Last week I left a note on Laura's desk. It said, I love you, signed anonymous friend. Turns out she's smarter than I thought she was. She knows I wrote it, now the whole class does too. And I'm all alone during couples skate. When she skates by with some guy on her arm. But I know that I'll forget the look of pity in her face when I'm living in my solar dome on a platform in space. 'Cause it's gonna be the future soon. I won't always be this way. When the things that make me weak and strange get engineered away. It's gonna be the future soon. Never seen it quite so clear. When my heart is breaking, I can close my eyes. It's already here. I'll probably be some kind of scientist, building inventions in my space lab in space. I'll end world hunger, I'll make dolphins speak. Work through the daytime, spend my nights and weekends perfecting my warrior robot race. Building them one laser gun at a time. I will do my best to teach them about life and what it's worth. I just hope that I can keep them from destroying the earth. 'Cause it's gonna be the future soon. I won't always be this way. When the things that make me weak and strange get engineered away. It's gonna be the future soon. Never seen it quite so clear. When my heart is breaking, I can close my eyes. It's already done. Here on earth, they'll wonder as I piece by piece replace myself. Steel and circuits will make me whole, but I still feel so alone. Until Laura calls me home. I'll see her standing by the monorail. She'll look the same except for bionic eyes. She lost the real ones in the robot wars. I'll say I'm sorry, she'll say it's not your fault. Or is it? She'll eye me suspiciously. hearing the whir of the servos inside. She'll scream and try to run, but there's nowhere she can't hide. When a crazy cyborg wants to make you his robot right, well, it's gonna be the future soon. I won't always be this way. When the things that make me weak and strange get engineered away, it's gonna be the future soon. Never seen it quite so clear. When my heart is breaking, I can close my eyes. It's already here.
Welcome to my channel. I am Dasa. Something you may have noticed on this page is that the activity is pretty sparse. And I think that one of the things that's a primary point of that is that it has been my creative outlets and my professional outlets have been one and the same for an extended period of time. And in order to kind of get back to myself, I would like to start doing the art and the creative part a little bit more on my recreational time. And doing that means that I would like to start working on projects that I have left abandoned many years ago, including The Future Soon, which is something that I have been working on for many, many years. I have never put it down, but I never picked it back up fully just because of the scale of the project. The workflows I used became so much more heavy over time, and it became just a big mess that needed to be, started at the next phase, which would be the detailed animatics and the breakdowns where things are a little bit more fleshed out. One of the big things about this push is that I need to learn the new software. I need to familiarize myself with how it works and what I can do with it, and how I can take the things that I'm working on to the next level. The primary thing that I want to work on is The Future Soon, but in order to get there, I need to not burn myself out. I don't want to have too much pressure to do that in the first place. This is not where that's going. And I would like to familiarize myself with the software, just doing whatever's at some moments. I would really like to have things where I get ideas from other people and prompts. I'm great at fulfilling an idea and making it fleshed out. Hopefully the idea of doing this and doing it in an online way, in a fixed way, is to kind of give something back after sucking up a lot of streaming and a lot of content over the years, and actually having something that I want to give out. But also just to kind of keep me honest, because if I have some people that are reminding me that I want to work on this and I want to finish it, it might get there at some point in time, or at least that's the hope. But we're going to try to get there.
So what's that? Hi, Lister. How's it going? Welcome.
Hey there.
Welcome to the panel.
Hello.
So was that Sarah Fernandez, right? That's your friend, Sarah?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, very cool.
It would help to unmute myself. So, hey guys, I'm just chilling on a Saturday.
Hey there.
Yeah. So are we.
So are we, yeah.
Chilling is a thing.
So your creative friend there, Charlotte, she has put that stuff on hold for a while, it sounds like she kind of got a bit overwhelmed with it all at some point.
Yeah, I think that was, let me see, 2 years ago. But she is, she's always busy, but she's, but she's good at what she does. I mean, she has fun with what she does. So what she does professionally is probably fun for her. That's her, outlet.
So she works in like graphic arts professionally. Okay,
oh yes,
obviously. I was impressed by her drawings of Beetlejuice.
Oh, I haven't seen those, but
and Rogue.
Those were beautiful. Wow.
And of Rogue.
She has really good attention to detail for that.
Yeah, that's a catchy song too. Like, that's a good catchy tune. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. And she's
by the
also
way, I still have not
designer.
seen the Beetlejuice movie. I haven't seen the second one. I'll have to go find the video or something. Walmart.
And she
It's
also does app design. It's like she designs apps and stuff like that, and helps
Oh, cool.
make new stuff. That's also that she does. So she's pretty awesome with that.
Yeah.
So she's pretty diverse. I haven't seen the Beetlejuice either. I've heard it was good. My grandmother watched it. She says she liked it. I was actually told by another friend, Crazy Joe. I'm not sure if anybody is subbed to him, but I'll see if I can find his
don't
thing.
know. I
You've
haven't
seen
heard
him.
of him.
You've seen him on Perp Stream.
Okay.
He's a
Crazy Joe. Oh, yeah.
Crazy Joe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right,
He-
with little movie perp. Yeah.
Yes. He was saying his main complaint about it was it didn't follow the rules of the first film. Like things were different in terms of the afterlife.
Right.
I'm trying to remember, but I'll see if I can find it here. Crazy Joe, Beetlejuice.
Well,
and he
I know.
had a very
I know they
interesting.
brought back. Okay, I know the two they brought back was Winona Ryder and Catherine O'Hara. They
Yes.
brought them both back, and then of course they brought back Beetlejuice, Nicole Keaton.
Here we go.
But that being said, it felt different, and I don't that's just me. But I mean when I saw the trailer for it, I thought well it looks pretty good, but it feels different. Something's missing. I know it was just weird.
I'm a traditionalist in the sense that I believe if you establish a solid baseline for a show, a movie, whatever, if you world build to the point where it's really works and it's good and solid and it's got a good foundation and good rules in that universe, whatever you created.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
If you're going to follow it up with sequels, you should be faithful to the canon. That's what I've always believed, right?
Right.
Because if you disrespect the canon, I think you're kind of disrespecting the fans in a way. Because the fans want the canon, the fans want the real deal. They don't want a artificially flavored substitute, right? If you know what I'm saying.
Well, confession, I have not seen the original Beetlejuice. My only contact with Beetlejuice was when they aired the cartoon. I was maybe 8, 9, or 10 at the time when that aired. And so I have no clue. It's almost as though I wouldn't be interested in watching the second one if I had not watched the first one. And honestly, I don't know if I would want to watch the first one because I don't know if it's because I was still off of Batman at the time. I think, if memory serves, Beetlejuice came after Batman. Am I correct on that?
Before Batman.
Oh,
it was
really?
it was 86 and Batman was 89.
It was 89. Yeah.
Beetlejuice was 86.
It flew past my radar. I was more into Top Gun.
It's okay, Lester. Things can slip by before
I'm an oldie, and there's lots of stuff I need to go back from the past and check out that I've missed over decades now. And nothing wrong with going back and watching Beetlejuice. I mean, I'm sure you could probably find it online. You could probably, find it on DVDs, like on eBay or Amazon.
I think it's even available. Yeah, I think it's even available for free on YouTube if you go look really close.
Or it could be on maybe it could be on Tubi or something. Because Tubi's a legit free service. And
Cosme, you can do Cosme.
Well, that's where I watched Dark Shadows. Is on Tubi. They got the whole series on there. Believe it or not.
That's awesome. We still need to do the whole thing though. PvP. Starting from when Jonathan Frid took over.
Actually, I was talking to Curtis Selby today because he's also doing his money stream to raise money, and he's doing watch parties of a couple movies right today. And I watched a bit of that at the start, but I wanted to come on Charlotte's stream, and I figure it's not really a crossover audience anyway, so I didn't think it was going to do any harm because they're all busy. They were all busy watching This Island Earth when I left, right? Which is fine, but
This Island Earth is actually a very good film.
Yeah, that's another
I
one
think
I
it's
have.
underrated. Personally, I think it's underrated because I think it's a good film.
Yeah, that's one I still need to see. I watched like the first 20 minutes and then I came over here.
Yes.
But Beetlejuice is the first Beetlejuice. I think is a pretty good movie. Like I enjoyed it. I highly recommend it, Lester. It's definitely worth a watch.
Yes.
It's very quirky and very strange, but it's also a heck of a lot of fun. And the performance by the entire cast is great too, right, guys?
Oh, it's wonderful.
Mm.
A lot of them are Catherine O'Hara. I remember her from Second City. She was there with John Candy, Eugene Levy, all of these people. Like when they were growing up,
Yeah.
the SCTV crew. And I was like, over time, I've seen them like perform and do all this stuff, and it just amazes me. And she's still an amazing woman. She's a great actress, really is, and she does a lot of good things for charities, things like that. So
Well,
that's
you had
her. That's the thing.
what's the dad in the American
Oh,
Pie
in the
series?
first one, that was Jeffrey Jones.
No, American Pie. American Pie.
Oh, an American
Eugene
Pie. Yeah,
Levy.
that was Eugene Levy.
Eugene
Right.
Levy.
Yeah.
Eugene Levy, the four films with the original cast. Eugene was great in those movies. Like he was the kind of dad I wish I'd had. Let's put it that way. He was like the
Yeah.
perfect dad.
The perfect.
Yeah, but I
dad.
think Stickler, who was like the sidekick, Sean Thomas
Stifler.
Scott. Oh man.
Did you
Have
like
you-
his comment?
Ooh, I met his kind.
Oh.
I met his kind in school, all through my life. When I was growing up.
I had a school bully just like Stifler would love to make my life a living hell. I gotta say.
Oh man, I'm telling
Did you love his comment to that one girl that his, you know what, was 11 inches round?
I do not remember that, but I wouldn't be surprised if he said that.
Yeah, not long, round. Like I don't even know how that's even
Oh,
logically
dear.
possible.
Lord.
Possible.
Oh Lord.
You
Yeah.
know, don't take this the wrong way, Charlotte, but you know what? You remind me of Allison Hannigan, where she was like, remember that one day at band camp,
Yeah.
We've all done it. Every woman has done
right?
it.
Right? I played a flute. Some girl was like, I don't want to say it here because it was derogatory.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I played the flute and the piccolo, and one of the girls in the band, my ninth grade band, was like saying, "Hey, do you want to try out the flute somewhere
Go
else?"
on.
And I'm like, no, don't, no. We're in a Catholic school. Don't do that.
But
That's
you gotta
not
be,
cool.
but you gotta be intimate with your instrument. You just have to
I
show
wasn't.
it
I
some
was
love.
I was intimate. Do you know one of the two greatest flautists I was familiar with was Ian Anderson of Jethro Tull, and then there was the Marshall Tucker of the Marshall Tucker Band, right? And those guys, like, they love their flute. Well, even the flautist from Moody Blues, right before he died. I mean, I could play that music because these people were intimate with their instrument. They really enjoyed when they played the flute, especially Ian. I mean, he's my favorite. I love Jeff.
Well, you
just
can always tell the best musicians because they make it so effortless, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, they'll play the most complex chord progressions, do a solo or something, and it just blows your mind. And they're just like, "Oh no, it's a walk in the park. It's a piece of cake." The way they're playing it, right? They just, have you ever seen that Neil Peart drum solo that's like 20 minutes long?
Yeah.
That is mind-boggling, I tell you.
Mm.
Well, I'm a big Rush fan. I have to say that.
Neil Peart was he was a drum god.
He was.
Neil Peart was a drum god.
Well,
even Stuart Copeland of the Police said in an interview, he said, "Neil is my man."
Well,
He says, if I didn't learn from him, he wouldn't have learned from me. So
exactly. Well, the top guys always have respect for one another, pretty much.
The drummers,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
They have their own group, don't they? Yeah, go ahead, Lester. I'm sorry.
I was going to go back to the topic of sequels, and because I know you made a point, PvP, about respecting what's been established, and I have noticed a lot of attempts at creating sequels decades after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if it's a a matter of laziness, given the time elapse in between the first and the. Oh, go ahead, Charlotte.
Well, I don't really think so because I think it brings the new generation into it. So their parents or their grandfather or mother or whatever family relative who has grew up with these movies like Beetlejuice or Jaws or Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, so forth. They get, I mean, I think it's a ploy to get the younger generation to get into the classics and then get into a new film that's in their generation now that they can share. Now, it could be a hit or miss if it's good or not, but I think that is what the main initiation is with that, is to bring a fresher audience to something that's already been popular and see how it goes. And I've heard that did it very well. And I think that's why people, sequels aside, they're doing the anniversary showings of films from the past, like Revenge of the Sith was recently, and Jaws, the 50th anniversary of Jaws. And it is, they're making more money doing that than they are making money doing in films that are new or rebooting, whatever.
Yeah.
And not so that's why I think the initiation is on that. Sure, that makes sense.
I get your point totally, Charlotte, but I think it's only partially true, because what I see from a lot of stuff that the studios have cranked out in the last 20 odd years, a lot of the studios don't really care about the previous films. They don't really care about the foundational, like look at how disappointed. I mean, you know, Sith Dan, right? He's the biggest Star Wars fan I know on here, and even he doesn't like the last bunch of Star Wars films in the last number of years, right?
It's true. The last 3, 7, 8, and 9, just, they were lacking something. Okay, I mean, come on now. You have Luke Skywalker feeding you milk from a creature on the planet he's on, and he's drinking it like it's goat's milk and some shit.
Nobody wants.
But I mean,
nobody wants to see it. Nobody wants to see Luke drinking green titty milk or whatever it was, right? It's like no. We don't want. That's not.
Is that what that was?
It's like, okay, I get it. He's
Where's
old.
the
He's
stream gone
grouchy,
to?
but let's not completely destroy him, right? As a character, which they basically have. Yeah, but I'm just saying. I think the reasons they're doing so many remakes is one, they think they got a locked-in audience. Trouble is, they make films that generally seem to bomb. Remember that Ghostbusters remake with all those ladies?
With all the ladies?
Film.
No, with the ladies?
No, with all the ladies.
Film. Fantastic film. I love it.
Because it appealed to Charlotte, and
that was horrible.
Maybe not to all of us, but okay.
My mom loves it. My mom's not a big Ghostbusters fan, but she loves that film.
All right. Well, we can't.
You
we
must
can't
be one
argue over
of
that.
the few humans on Earth that love that movie, because everybody
I
know
think
hates
the
it.
reboot is different from what I've noticed with sequels. Like, for example, Zoolander did not get a sequel until, I forget when they pushed it out with Penelope Cruz.
Yeah, Zoolander 2, right? Yeah, when they did it.
Well, what's the point? There are some movies, depending on how the previous is written, that you can see it. I didn't see that with the likes of Zoolander, American Pie. How many sequels did they crank out for that? And
American Pie? They did what, 5 or 6, Charlotte?
No. American Pie. There's two streams with American Pie. There's the 4 good movies with the original cast pretty much intact, and then they cranked out, like, I think 3 sort of American Pie in name only films with, like, a bunch of actors I don't even know.
Yeah,
that were basically horrible from what I've ever heard about them. So yeah. The main movies are the ones to watch. The other ones, just forget them. Don't bother. They're probably not worth it.
They're not worth it.
It makes you wonder, what's the rhyme or reason to push a sequel after, like, in the case of Naked Gun, that seems more natural. Now, they could have done something where they probably could have done something maybe a couple of decades ago after the third one, because this didn't seem like a reboot based on Scuttlebutt. Like, this was more of a sequel because he's playing Dreven's son. And and it seems like they could have done a better job of it. But from all accounts,
Yeah.
it was well done.
Yeah.
You know,
I
Well,
kind
what
of
do you, Lester?
think with
Oh,
the
sorry. Go ahead, Shirley.
with I think I agree with what PvP was saying and what Lister was saying also, but I think Hollywood doesn't. It's just sad. I don't think it's the directors that don't. The original directors don't want to come back because they know how they're going to be treated by Hollywood. But
Right.
I think the only reason Beetlejuice did very well, Beetlejuice, the sequel, was because it was Tim Burton. Tim Burton came back for it, and we're not sure if he's coming back for Beetlejuice. Sorry, make it 3. But I think that's what Hollywood is missing out on, is that they're not bringing back the people that made Hollywood great, and they have different writers now. They don't have the original writers that were so fixated on the original thing, possibly, and so the writers get it wrong, or they're just idolized by the woke agenda, and
Yeah.
then they ruin it. They ruin how it is. Now, I know a lot of people do not like the remake for Total Recall. So now I believe in the sequels and a film that's in the universe but is different. That's how I view the girly Ghostbusters. I don't think it's anything to do with the original. I think it's a new one it's just in that universe. It's just in that universe, and
Yeah.
that's what I think of it.
But there's
And
one. Yeah.
so I know a lot of people don't like the remake for Total Recall with, there's the Arnold
Kate
Schwarzenegger version
Beckinsale
and the
and
Beckin,
and
but
the other guy.
I actually do
Colin
like it.
Farrell. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually do like it because it is different storytelling. It may not be the original, that's Paul Verhoeven, but I
Right.
just think it is a different spin on it. I just like it for what it
Sure.
is. I'm not very picky about it. And also there's the Mummy. So we know the original Mummy with Brendan Fraser, right?
Right.
And we love that. We all love it. And there's
Yeah.
the remake. It's not really a remake, but it's a
It's
different universe. It's so
really
the dark.
Tom Cruise. Okay,
It's
Tom
dark
Cruise, as we know, has done like so many things like that.
Yeah, but then
Minority
again,
Report. He's done, Live, Die, Repeat. All of that
yeah.
stuff.
But then
So
again, that film is not the Mummy remake, and people
it isn't.
mistake
No,
it.
it really isn't.
People mistake it, and I think people say, "Oh, this is not like the original," and everything, and it gives it a low rating. It's an underrated film, I would say,
Oh,
and
well,
because it is part Marvel was doing something different. So Marvel was making Dark
sure.
Universe, and Dark
Yeah.
Universe was bringing up these different kind of people like
Well,
Jekyll and
and then,
Hyde, Mummy, and so they brought these people in to make them into like the new spin on Marvel. Like it's like superheroes, but it's not. But it's more like a different film. So even though they could have changed the name The Mummy so it wouldn't put people into that expectation, I don't know if that was a bad marketing move. Probably the worst marketing move.
You know what they should have done in the trailer, Charlotte? They should have said, "The Mummy, not Brendan Fraser. Damn it, wake up, people!"
But I would
that would have been cool. Yeah.
highly recommend that film. It is a great film on its own.
I haven't checked that out yet. By the way, I just want to mention the Brendan Fraser Mummy. I love that movie.
It's
I know
fantastic.
a lot of
I loved
people
all
hate
three
it.
of them.
It's a perfect film.
Okay. I'll give you my brief critique. I think the first film is A plus. I think it's solid. I think there's reasons. One, the cast is great.
Mhm.
Two, the writing is great. The writing is smart. The writing is on
Solid.
target through the whole. The special effects are very, very good. The CGI works really well most of the time. Sometimes they push it a little bit over the top with the Mummy. The Mummy
Mhm.
looks a little goofy at times, but I give it a pass because I like the film so much. And you got great characters. Like what's the Arab, the Arab dude with the tats on his face and one. He is so freaking
Yeah.
cool. I love that guy. Man, he's great. And
Yeah.
it's
Well,
it's a roller.
Unmatched.
But you know what it
Yeah.
reminds me of? I think it's basically an Indiana Raiders of the Lost Ark kind of ripoff in a way. It's got the total same
It's okay.
vibe, but that's good. I don't mind it because they got it. They got it
Yeah,
right.
and that's what makes it great, PvP. But also, I mean, Arnold Vosloo. Okay, this guy is underrated. I mean, he plays such great villains in movies.
He's
I've seen him,
amazing.
and I mean, he plays the best mummy villain that I've ever seen in like
To
a
date,
really
yeah.
long time.
Yeah,
I know, and he's just a great guy, and you know,
it's a great film. Yeah.
it's a great
Anyway,
film. Now the second, what do you guys think of the second one?
I was disappointed in the second. I thought it was
It was
definitely
meh.
a noticeable drop in quality.
Yeah.
The special effect. That one problem I had, the special effects were very inferior to the first film. I thought.
Yeah, a little bit, slightly, yes.
They were getting
Mhm.
weak, and I didn't think the story was as good. And by the time we got the third one, was that the Scorpion King one? With
No, that's the
No,
second one.
no. Scorpion King was the second one, which had Dwayne the Rock Johnson come in.
Okay, I
as the
got
Scorpion King.
my order mixed up.
But the third one had Michelle Yeoh and Jet Li, and Jet Li was the Emperor. That was the two of it.
That was
Mhm.
okay.
And that was a good one. I like that.
That was
third
okay.
one. I like the fight scene. I mean,
Personally,
come on, Michelle Yeoh taking on Jet
I
Li.
love her.
That was
I love her.
fantastic.
I'll watch it for her
I know.
only. I love her.
yeah, the only one I need to rewatch would be the first one. Actually,
Well, let me
So here-
let me ask you a question. Yeah, sorry.
I haven't seen The Mummy. I think there's a part of me, as I got older, I checked out of a lot of movie genres. Like Mummy, when I looked at it, I go, that looks more like am I wrong? A kid's movie in my
No.
20-year-old mind at the time.
you're wrong.
No, you're not wrong. Kids. I
No,
mean,
you are wrong.
it's-
It's not a kids movie. It's death.
It's not
Man,
really a kids movie,
Hey,
but
we have guys having their eyeballs ripped out. That's not a kids
And
movie.
tongues.
All right.
And tongues.
yeah,
So
that's intense. I call that intense.
So here's my review on the Ghostbusters 2016. So if you guys want to on Letterboxd, you can follow me there. I need to get back to writing reviews, but so PvP, you're gonna
I'm in
enjoy
pain.
this.
I'm in
You're
pain.
gonna enjoy it. Sit
No.
back.
No,
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
never going to enjoy this. No way in hell.
Five-star review. A
I
5-star.
Wow.
They turned Ghostbusters into a comedy with that movie. Basically,
It's
it was supposed
beautiful.
to be, and every joke in that damn movie fell flat on its face as a pancake.
Oh,
I hate
Let me
that movie.
guess though.
Sorry,
let me guess though.
I hate
Charlotte really enjoyed Chris Hemsworth.
I don't.
Yes, she did. Come
There wasn't
on,
one-
come
wasn't one
on. If
thing
you
in
love
that
the
movie
film,
I
you
could
have to love
enjoy.
Chris. Come on now.
I sadly have glass in my eyeglasses, so I can't really hear you right now. So
I'm sorry.
You probably
you
should-
get the joke.
that's a blessing. You don't want to hear what I'm saying right now, Charlotte.
You will enjoy this. You're gonna enjoy it. So
I've seen it
I won't.
already. I
Okay.
have seen it.
I won't.
You know, it's funny. Chris Hemsworth, I really enjoyed him. I told you, Charlotte, right? And I told you guys before. Suzanne and I love him in The Cabin in the Middle of the Woods.
Great.
The Cabin in the Woods. He's fantastic in that. I mean, I
Red Dawn's
just,
great
you know,
too.
I mean, the Kristen Connolly. I mean, like,
Yeah.
you know, all of them. I mean, like, seeing Sigourney Weaver as the director, it's one of our all-time favorite, you know,
I know.
classic horror films. It has everything in it. That's what you want, you know. And it came from Joss Whedon and Drew Goddard's, you know, brains, you know, here, you know, in the back, you know, with all these horror monsters and everything back there and everything.
You
Such
guys-
a great
Okay, so
film.
here we go. Here we
Okay,
go.
Stand
So
with it.
PvP, stop
Okay.
stalling for PvP. He needs to suffer and he needs to enjoy this.
There
Okay.
goes
Okay.
He needs to enjoy it.
You're Charlotte. You got a cruel side I wasn't aware of before.
I wasn't nicknamed the werewolf for nothing. Anyway,
Hey, she is a werewolf. Come on.
this
Goes
is a
out at night, prowls and at the moon and
5-star
runs
review.
around and
Okay.
5-star. And
Five
with a heart. She's got a heart in there too.
That's Satan's rating 5 stars. Come on. Sorry, Charlotte.
This film is comedic platinum with clever, dry humor that original Ghostbusters fans fail to take in as something that hasn't changed from what the originals were. I've been hearing, oh, this is a remake of the original film with females taking over, which means it's woke. Let me tell you, it's not one bit woke. My mother and I both love this film as the favorite of all the Ghostbuster films. And I'm in my early 20s and my mother is 60-something and wasn't a big Ghostbusters fan to begin with. But as for me, I have nothing to complain about the original, except I didn't care for the sequel as much. Sorry, Michael Cera. He loves the films. Anyway, but I am very, But I very much enjoy the girly Ghostbusters, as my mother and I call this film in review, more than the original. Yes, I have made my mic drop. For what makes this film great, its comedy is spot on. We all know Kate McKinnon is one of the funniest women on SNL, as we know, along with Kristen Wiig.
That's true.
Melissa McCarthy, although she mostly acts the same in all her comedies,
Melissa McCarthy is funny as I
but I very much enjoy her more
No, no.
dramatic roles, as I do the same with Jim Carrey. Delivers perfectly with these women. The energy is well balanced, and you can feel the female friendship that builds throughout the film. The story keeps going smooth. There are no plot twists. There are no surprises. It's a basic format of storytelling that still keeps me engaged. Nothing overdone, nothing fancy, but I will say the fancy part, if I can even call it that, is that the film itself on DVD has this new setup that the proton pack guns shoot beyond the widescreen, as well as the green and blue slime by the ghosts. Clever effects. Also, no, I'm not going to say this last highlight because it will be a spoiler. I'll skip it, but I know you'll know what I was going to say here when you watch the film. In place of the spoiler, I'll say Chris Hemsworth is definitely a highlight and eye candy in this film. And if you have a crush on that fellow, this film is certainly worth your time. Dan Aykroyd wouldn't have thought of this a good idea if he didn't think it was a good one. Period. He wouldn't have led this to be made if he thought it would be a disaster. It is good on its own as a stand-alone film in the Ghostbusters
That's
franchise.
exactly what I was going to tell you. It's a standalone film.
It's as standalone as the Joker film by Todd Phillips being outside the DCU. I enjoy it as simple as that. Same with my mother. I give this a 5-star review, mostly for the great casting, comedy, and effects. Thank you for reading this review. Feel free to shame me for liking this film over the originals. I'll take it with great pleasure and respect, and I'll continue to die on this hill. LOL. There you go. I will die on this hill.
That's wow. Yeah. You're right about Chris Hemsworth. For ladies who probably knew nothing about the other films, but they see Chris Hemsworth, automatically they're thinking, "Oh, there's Thor. And Thor's in this Ghostbusters film," and
Are you
and
just
I
going
understand. I do
Are you just
understand.
going to read us reviews of all the films you reviewed? Is that the
Pleasures
rest
or
of the
everything.
stream?
I don't have that many. I got this one. I know Mikey would love to hear this
I
review.
haven't seen Showgirls, so it ain't going to harm me.
Oh
at all.
yeah. You may want to hold off on that one until you see Showgirls.
Let me see. I don't think there's any spoilers. Let me check.
I know
You
it's
don't
one of
think
those.
so?
I know it's
There's
one
no
of those.
spoilers.
It's
Yeah.
one of those
There's no
hate
spoilers.
or love. I mean, anyway,
But
Well,
it'll encourage you. I think it'll encourage you to watch it, though, if I read it.
It is a good movie. You know what? I hope that Gorilla does it as a not cringe-worthy. It's not cringe. No, it's
No.
a
Okay,
decent film.
It's camp.
I think
Are
he
you-
should do it as one of his Sunday cinemas, though.
are you saying it's got a lot of equal representation? Is that what? you're saying?
Yes.
It's beautiful.
Yes.
Okay, why don't you message Gorilla after we finish the stream and let him know that, because he'll
Showgirls.
he'll
He's gotta
get
do
that
it.
he'll get that on in a matter of weeks, guaranteed. If you tell him that.
I'm not
Says
obsessed.
this is a 4.5-star review.
I
It's
didn't
near
know.
perfect, but it has its things. But I will read. I'll skip the parts that are spoiler if I find any. I said, let me see here. This film is 90s cult classic that I can't help but enjoy. Due to the controversy of its release, with all its sexuality, nudity, and raunchiness, it was a massive flop. But I'm proud to say that this film is getting the popularity and attention it deserves, making it a cult classic. First of all, I'll start with the pros of this film. This film, it has flair, it has glamour, it has beauty, it has Vegas hype all about it in every scene. The intro to the main character, Nomi, played by Elizabeth Berkley, goes from hope to loss, then to a new start in the city of Vegas, with dreams of becoming big in stardom. This hype and desire to become big in the industry is so relatable to myself, who wants to be a writer, director, actress, and story narrator, and also a songwriter. I forgot to add that. And whatever else I'm capable of. So I was like, yes, I love this. I dig this girl. And fate comes into her own hands while working at a strip club, and things come her way like she never expected. But then, when she has the taste of power, of attention, and of need, she hungers for more, and it makes her become someone that even her friend Molly despises through and through. This film undergoes the process to the dreams of becoming a star and what happens when greed for stardom takes over and is prioritized over all else. And I can't deny that Zach Carey, played by Kyle MacLachlan, is the sexiest of all the characters in this film. I have a massive crush on the guy, and in every film and show, he's super talented, knows and commits to his craft as an actor, and is one of the charmingest men, if not the charmingest, men in Hollywood today.
Okay, now I get the 4.5-star review. That's right there. That's right there.
And Zach Carey, he's the best supporting male, and I'm still deciding whether he's a villain in this film or just a fellow who does have some genuinity and character, but is a victim to the stardom greed which Nomi becomes possessed by, especially as he's the entertainment director of the place she's trying to make it big in. And don't get me on Gina Gershon's character Crystal. You want to talk about a woman who brings bisexuality alive to the table. She's your girl. Hands down, wonderful performance, very sexy character, and way beyond better than Elizabeth Berkley in this film. This was great casting, same as it was for Kyle MacLachlan. Hands down, the aesthetics, the dance numbers, the dream of it all is undeniably immersible. Paul Verhoeven, the director, really knows how to bring his own into his craft, especially as he did his own directing for Basic Instinct and RoboCop.
They're so sexy.
Now for the cons. The writing by Joe Estervaz could have been Esterhaus, thank you.
Joe Esterhaus.
Yeah.
Yes.
Could have been a lot better. It's suitable for camp status. We can't complain because George Lucas writing for Star Wars franchise, lol. But it's not the best. In my mind, I always wish I could rewrite certain lines that bother me, which I will not share here in this review. The casting of Nomi could have been better. Elizabeth Berkley doesn't bring her all in this role, although she was very popular at the time, especially with her playing the role of Jessie in Saved by the Bell. Peak stardom, but not the best casting, but that's my view. Otherwise, this would have been a perfect film. But it's my top favorite camp films of all time, and I will continue to enjoy it every time I watch it. Not just because of Kyle MacLachlan's hot, steamy, sexy presence in this film, lol. The pool scene is top-notch.
Hey.
Makes me drool every time, lol. Thank you for checking out this review. So the pool scene, I'll keep you guys on to thinking what that could be. Gorilla does the showing of that film.
I think he should, because if he really wants his equal representation, he's gonna show it. He's gonna want to show it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, this is a question. Yeah, if you don't mind me, Charlotte.
Sure.
This is one question I really want to ask all four of us on the panel, and I'll wait for mine till the end. Okay, so there are three things that we've all come across whenever we've seen films. Okay, there's always a sequel to a film. There's always going to be also a reboot to a film, or to a franchise, or to a series, or there's going to be a remake. So my question to all three of you is, would you rather see a sequel, a reboot, or a remake to a film? I mean,
that depends, because there's some classics that aren't that great that could have been done better, and they could have been a good remake if they make it good. And if a sequel is good, but it's a hit or miss, whether you got the right writers, you got the right directors, you got the right casting, if they're going to come back or not. So that's a hit or miss. And what was the other one?
A remake. There's sequel, reboot.
Oh, reboot. Reboot. That's what I'm missing. I'm missing reboot. I think reboots are worthless. I know what people are trying to do. They're trying to make the new generation watch a different representation of the original, but I think it's blasphemy to the original because, they mess it up and they're sloppy and it's not really worth the watch, in my opinion. But maybe that's just me. But that's my view, if that all made sense.
That's cool. All right, Lester, let's go with you, and then we'll go to PvP, and then I'll go last. So, Lester, your honest opinion about sequels, reboots, and remakes. What do you feel about each one? Or do you have a good example of one?
A sequel. It's I don't know if I call Dark Knight a sequel to Batman Begins, but to me, that's one of the examples of a sequel, in my mind anyway, when I watched the two, that was better than the original.
I agree.
Um,
I agree.
so the sequel has to have good planting via the original. Like
Right.
the writing has to provide a good cliffhanger, a good segue, just like Batman Begins did. They anticipated that. Okay, we're getting another one. Reboots only if I don't know if you put reboot and remake in the same terminology, but only if the original was bad. Attempting to reboot and remake what has been good, like Charlotte said, waste of time.
Right.
So those are my thoughts.
Your thoughts on that? Okay. All right. So PvP, best example of a sequel, a reboot, or a remake from your point of view. Which one is better?
Well, I think there are sequels that can work. The one that springs to mind, obviously, would be Empire Strikes Back.
Good call.
Because I think that is the best Star Wars film, hands down. As much as I think the original film is a classic, and it is in sci-fi genre, I do think Empire beats it because Empire is more grounded. I think it's more dark. I think it's the stakes are higher. I mean, our rebels are literally fighting for their lives in this film. It ain't pretty. There's a lot of people die. There's a lot of real nasty stuff in it. I love the scenes on the ice planet at the start with those walkers. I mean, they're basically like modeled after elephants, are they not? Basically.
Basically are, yes.
And I think I'd love that. Guess what? By the way, I saw Empire at the theater when it came out. My cousin and I went to Vancouver on a weekend trip. We were one of the last people to get there. All the tickets were gone. You know where we had to buy tickets? We had to sit in the very front row. Can you imagine seeing Empire Strikes Back for the first time?
You're trying to look up at a big, huge ass screen.
I'm looking at like a 200-foot wide screen of Empire, like 40 feet away from my face. Like just imagine. Imagine that experience, eh? So maybe that's one reason. Maybe that's one reason I love that movie so much, because it's like overload, total sensory overload. But it was so good. I loved every second of it. So yeah.
Now was there a reboot that stood out in your mind? And that's usually taken from a television series, right?
The three were what? There were sequels. Was there remakes?
Okay, sequel, remakes, and reboots.
Remakes. I can't think of any remake offhand.
Right. Neither can I, but you'll be surprised with my answer.
I mean, I might be able to come up with something if I, spend some time thinking, but nothing comes to mind. And as far as reboots go, I'm dubious about those two. I don't think there's been a whole lot of reboots, unless somebody wants to jog my memory. But sometimes they'll take, like, remember the classic Man from U.N.C.L.E. TV series, and then they did that. What was that?
15-year affair. Yeah.
No. I'm thinking of the more recent one. Was it with Henry Cavill or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, and him and Armie Hammer. Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking of. To me, that's
a remake. That is considered a remake because it takes from the material, but it's not. You know what I mean? It's not like you. I'll give you a good example of reboot when it gets to me, but it's just So that's a remake.
Anyway, my cousin saw it. I never saw it. I never got around to seeing it. My cousin saw it, and he was a big Man from U.N.C.L.E. fan because we both grew up in the 60s as kids watching the show every week, right? And he said, yeah, it was okay. I didn't hate it or nothing, but it wasn't as good as the TV show. So there you go.
Well,
there you go.
My opinion is, I wish Hollywood would get back to creating original material.
Material.
That's what they need to do. That's what
Yeah.
they need to do.
I'm going to give you a remake. I think this would qualify if I understand your distinction. So, if you remember the Bruce Lee movie Fists of Fury,
Yes, I
and
do remember.
they tried to sequel that with Jackie Chan. That
Yes.
didn't go so well. Now,
Correct.
fast forward to the 90s, Jet Li made Fist of Legend, which was, I think,
It
technically,
had a very similar backstory like Fist of Fury did. Yes.
and I think it was better because the relational tension of the protagonist being something as though that character fell in love with a Japanese gal. And that was during that time period in which the movie was set. Created a real tension that Bruce Lee's character did not have in that iteration. Because he was going to marry someone from the school, whereas Jet Li's protagonist was in love with the enemy, so to speak, and it plays that way during the film. So I would say, in that regard, and given it's the '90s fight scene choreography, I think it's gotten some advancement in that time period. It's better than Fist of Fury, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was going to say for me, okay, so it's really simple and basic for me for the three. For the sequels, it's just, what I consider like the first, those 4 through 6 of Star Wars, and then the first 3 prequels before that. That is considered to me like good sequels, like those first 6. The other 3 are just whatever, Batman. Okay, when you had Keaton, right, for the first 2, and you had Batman, and then Batman, Returns with Keaton. That's a great sequel. So I mean, there's just good, good stuff there. Star Wars. I mentioned Star Trek. You could probably say the first 6, if anything, as far as like sequels go through, and then everything just went, out the door after generations. So for me, like a sequel that can sell you on the very first film you saw, like PvP just mentioned about Empire Strikes Back, that is a great movie because it goes from like Star Wars, which introduces you to the characters and everything, but then you get into the real gist of it because you're going up against an evil empire. So you're like, they take you out of your ice home and all this other stuff. And of course, the big scene, with Vader and Skywalker on the trellis there thing before he falls and, whatever. Great stuff. I mean, that's fantastic. Now, in the regards to remakes, I would say that probably one of the few remakes I respected was The Day the Earth Stood Still. And the reason I got it for both the original and for what Keanu Reeves does and Jennifer Connelly is just to me, that is one of the few remakes that they took from the original story, but brought it to modern day times. And you got to say, Keanu is great in that. To me, that's a great example of a wonderful remake. And there aren't many. Now, when it comes to reboots, there's only 2 I can think. One I can think of that was fantastic, and that was Addams Family. When they took it from the franchise, from the series, and they had Raul Julia playing Gomez, and Angelica Houston playing Morticia, and Christopher Lloyd as Uncle Fester. Oh my God! And then they brought back Felix Silla for Cousin It. I was like, yes,
You're talking. You're talking the original movie, right? Back in like
the original
years
Addams
ago.
Family. Yes, that was a great reboot. I love that.
Raul was an inspired choice, I got to say, because
It
really
was a great one. But my worst
There we
reboot,
go.
A-Team from 2010. Why? You didn't have to do it. You did not have to do it. The series was just as fine as it was. But then you get Liam Neeson and everybody. I guess I should have figured, since you brought Liam Neeson in, since I just brought him into this, I figured that's probably why Naked Gun is failing. Because
So,
Liam Neeson is not allowed to do reboots anymore.
are
No.
you saying? Are
No.
you saying? Are
No.
you saying? Are you saying that A-Team was just a cash grab?
It was a cash grab.
Yeah.
Absolutely was. And you know what? And actually, you know what my favorite scenes were?
Is
When
somebody
the
heavy
actual
breathing here?
what's that?
Somebody's heavy breathing.
That's
No,
me.
I don't
That's
know.
me.
Oh, that's her. That's her.
Okay,
I'm
No,
fuming
okay.
right
but I
now.
mean,
I am
the one thing-
fuming. I'm fuming
Yeah,
right now.
Why?
That's why.
Why?
Well, because I think 18, the film, I think it's another plot to get young generation into it and then get to the original series. That's
But
what I think.
I understand why, Charlotte, and I do, believe me. But you know what was great about it, though, was you did have, even though they were there for a few and they showed it towards the end, you know, they did bring in Dirk Benedict back. He's in prison. He's there with
Mhm.
Bradley Cooper, and they do that whole scene. And then they bring in Dwight Schultz. He's a doctor. He played the original Murdoch. But honestly, Charlotte, I really had high expectations. I really did. When I was watching the movie in theater, and I went there opening day, opening day to see it, and I was so excited. I said, okay, they're going to do this reboot of a movie based on a series I really enjoy. It's my favorite TV series of all time. Yes, it's got different actors. I understood that, but I really wanted, some of the original people to show up. Like they did for Starsky and Hutch. Remember when they
Mhm.
brought that? And that was Owen Wilson, Ben Stiller.
Great film.
But then
Great
they did
film.
bring back the original people from Starsky and Hutch for that reboot movie.
That
So
was
I
a
was
great
okay with
film.
that. Yeah.
So, Mikey, what you're basically saying, I think, is you wanted the film to be true to the source material
I really
and
did.
be faithful to the great TV series that is
I
your
really
favorite
did.
show of all time,
The
and you wanted
atmosphere.
them to just like do it, almost like continue on the TV series in a way with the movie, right?
Kind
Now,
of
if they
like,
did,
yeah.
but if they did that, then I would agree with Charlotte that it could be a generational thing to introduce young fans. But if
Sure.
the movie is so different than the series itself,
Mhm.
kids are going to go see the movie and then they're going to go check out the 18 episodes and they're going to go, what's this shit? Because it
Yeah.
won't have nothing similar with the movie, right? You know,
Right.
No, but then
Right.
again, kids, they have their likes and differences. Like they don't like to watch
Right.
certain things that, you guys watch or we
I see.
watch because they don't appreciate the art. Because there are
Yeah.
kids that are like that though. So they might actually like the movie better than the original. And you're like, what the heck are you talking about? But that's just them.
still,
That's
I'm
just their
just
generation.
I'm just saying I'm dubious. I mean, I respect your theory, Charlotte, but
Mhm.
I'm a bit dubious about that. If
Oh,
teenagers go to a movie and they see one movie,
Oh,
they're going
thank
to
you.
just go, they're going to
The
be,
highlight
you know,
was like that.
they're necessarily going to go back 40 years and watch an old TV show and fall in love with it. Like, maybe. I wish you were. I wish you were 100% correct. I really, really, really do. I really do.
Well, they've tried, like I said, for the examples I used, Starsky and Hutch, A-Team. They did a reboot, didn't they? Of what was the?
Total Recall was amazing.
Oh, I don't know if this is a remake or a reboot, but I got one that just sprung into my mind.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of the 1960s British TV series, The Avengers, with Steve and Emma.
Oh, okay. So that's a reboot. Yeah, they brought back
They
Avengers.
did the movie, and that was what was it? Ray Fiennes and Uma Thurman, I believe.
That sucked.
It was horrifically god awful.
That is a bad reboot right there.
It had nothing to do with the TV show.
I was like, go
Okay,
ahead, Trey.
guys, I have to go wrap this up.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry, time is running out. I'll be streaming tomorrow, and I'm very honored and happy that you guys came here today. I was worried nobody would show
We're
up.
honored and blessed to be on your show, honey.
We always enjoy
yeah.
your show, Charlotte.
So thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for the discussions.
Bye, guys.
Oh,
Bye.
cheers.
Bye.
Well, Charlotte.